Student visa overstays are one of the most stressful issues an international student can face. Today, I'll walk you through a real case we handled, how a single oversight led a student to unintentionally overstay their visa in Australia, and what it took to fix the situation. If you're studying in Australia or planning to, this is something you need to know. Good day everyone, I'm Desti and welcome to Education One Australia YouTube channel. Today's video is a real case study, not theory, not general advice. It's about a student who followed what he thought was the correct process, only to find himself in breach of visa conditions. This case shows how something as simple as missing document can lead to an unlawful stay in Australia, and how timing and proper support made all the difference. Let's call our student James. James came to Australia to study law through a package course, a diploma followed by a bachelor's degree. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? But when he applied for his visa offshore, he only submitted the confirmation of enrollment or COE for the diploma. He assumed that one COE was enough to cover the entire package. It wasn't, and that's where everything started to unravel. His visa was granted, but only for the diploma period. James continued studying, completely unaware that his visa didn't cover the full length of his course. Months later, he received a notification. His student visa was about to expire, much earlier than expected. He then contacted the Department of Home Affairs, hoping it was a simple error. They told him they'll look into it. James followed up more than 10 times over the next few months, but the delay continued. Then, the shock came. He was told he had become unlawful in Australia. The department advised him to apply for a bridging visa E, a temporary visa for people resolving their immigration status or preparing to leave. By this point, James was understandably stressed and uncertain about his future. That's when he came to us at Education One for help. So our registered migration agent reviewed his situation and identified two key points. First, the department's delayed response meant James missed the window to apply for a new student visa onshore. Second, despite being unlawful, James had no prior refusals or cancellations and had been acting in good faith throughout. So at that point, the best available option was an offshore reapplication. Now, it's important to note, if you're in a similar situation, the steps taken in James' case may not apply to you. Your visa history, timing, previous enrollment, and even your current location can all influence the available options. Likewise, the documents James submitted, such as his updated COEs, financials, and supporting statements, were tailored specifically to his circumstances. In other cases, additional evidence or a completely different visa strategy may be required. That's why individual assessment is essential before taking any action. Here's what we did for James. First, we advised James to depart Australia voluntarily, which protects his immigration record. Next, our team prepared a well-documented offshore student visa application, this time including both COEs, a strong yes statement, financial, and a detailed explanation of what happened in the previous visa. And throughout the whole process, our registered migration agent represented him, so every explanation to the department was made with legal backing. A few weeks later, James' offshore student visa was granted. He came back to Australia, picked up his law studies, and moved forward with peace of mind, now on the right visa. This case shows how a small oversight can snowball into a major drama. But with the right expertise, even the trickiest problem can be sorted. So, what can you take away from James' experience? You might think your student visa application is all set, but many international students overlook key details, especially when enrolling in package courses. First, make sure to submit all confirmation of enrollment or COEs with your visa application. Second, double-check your visa grant notice. It might not cover your full study period. Third, if something doesn't look right, don't wait. Get professional advice before it turns into a serious issue. So, why engage a registered migration agent, especially when you're facing issues with your studies or visa? So there are two main reasons. The first, they understand the law. Migration agents are trained to interpret visa policy and legislations. They can assess risk early and recommend practical options, including whether to stay in Australia or depart and apply from offshore. They also assess your case as a whole. No two student visa cases are the same. A good agent looks at your full situation and gives you informed advice, not one-size-fits-all suggestions. While no agent can promise a guaranteed result, having the right representation can significantly improve your position. So that's the full story. Remember, every student's circumstances are different. What worked for James may not be right for you. If you're facing uncertainty about your visa, the best step is to speak with someone who can assess your situation properly. You can book a free initial consultation with one of our consultants, links in the description below. If this case helped you understand how things can go wrong, give the video a like and subscribe for more case-based discussions. And if you got questions about students' visas or course packaging, leave them in the comments. So until next time, stay informed and double check your visa grant. Cheers!